Hello, there's a beehive behind me. This video is going to be aimed towards the complete novice at beekeeping. We're going to look at a beehive with all the components that are inside and out of it. These will help your bees make it through the winter and the summers, store honey, lay baby bees or brood. And we're going to get right into this video. I'm going to show you how to stack it up from the bottom up and talk about each of the pieces as we go. So the first component we're going to have for a beehive is going to keep anything out from the bottom. They do have variations of this. They're called screen bottom boards. A screen bottom board is just for a bigger colony. It's going to allow extra ventilation in and up and moisture out. It may help dry your honey a bit faster. So this is going to be the first piece that's going to go down for the base of our colony. The next piece is going to be called, what this is a deep super, or brood box is what beekeepers like to call it. That is going to be the first piece on top of our bottom board. So this is a frame. This sits in here. We have a 10 frame Langstroth, and inside here this is a plastic foundation that has been waxed coated. That will allow the bees to start drawing wax on it, where they will then lay bees, baby bees, have their larvae, store their resources, their pollen, their honey. So once we have that, if you're a new beekeeper, you're probably going to want to put on an entrance reducer. So this bigger area allows more bees to come and go as the colony gets bigger. This area I usually use in the winter times just to reduce any extra airflow into the colony. So what you could do, you're going to put that whichever way you'd want, just like that. In the peak of summer, you could remove your entrance reducer completely. Most of the times I do leave the bigger side open. It just allows the bees a lesser space to have to defend in the event that they were going to be robbed by other colonies. Our next piece that's going to go on top is going to be another deep super. This just allows the bees extra room for storage, as well as baby bee rearing or brood rearing. In a more northern climate, you're going to want to use this setup as a double deep to overwinter in. Just makes it a little bit easier on the bees. They can have more numbers, have more resources going through the winter. This next step is completely optional. This is called a queen excluder. So it does exactly what it sounds like it does. It excludes the queen from going any higher in the colony. So if you were going to use this, you would place this here, and our next piece would be our honey super. In the honey super are also frames. These are slightly different color, just to differentiate. This is where the bees are going to go up and they're going to store nectar, which they're then going to dry out and turn into capped honey. This is what we're going to extract our honey from in the top. Usually what bees do is they will store all their nectar and honey up at the top of the colony, and they will push the queen down naturally. So there's some people that call the queen excluder a honey excluder. The choice is yours. I experiment. I have some hives that have it. I have some hives that don't. Some queens will come up into here and lay a little bit, and then you'll get a little bit of a browning on the comb. But honestly, if you're not using it for cut comb, it doesn't matter if she lays up there or not. It's just preference. This is called an inner cover. What this allows for is the feeding of your bees with a mason jar feeder, or you could put some wetted sugar up here. You could look up videos on how to do that for the winter feed. You can make a candy board right on top of this, allow the bees to feed. Also, if you use it in a different variation where you have an empty quilt box up here, it'll allow for ventilation and condensation to release up through that hole. And last but not least, the portion of our colony is going to be our telescoping top cover. They also have migratory lids, but as you can see, this lid is deep, and this is going to cover up any seams up here, and it's going to help the weather stay out of this colony. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to put a related video here or here. It may be just something that's from the channel right now. but in the future I plan on having it be how to make some money back on your beekeeping hobby. So if you see that video, you know I've gotten it out. I plan to get it out within a week or so. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you learned something. I hope I taught you something. I hope you enjoyed your time. If you have, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And wherever you guys are at, have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.